let's.
All right, this isn't easy for me to do. But, Dave was like what a real brother should be. He taught me to take the passive road. If I ever had a question about surfing, which I really don't usually, but somehow he always knew one thing more than I did. He would always say, no, low tide's not for 2 more hours. Or it's gonna rain today. Or well, bring your other board. He always knew that, and that was a trip. He taught me how to kite surf, man. I mean, that was like freedom from Ocean Beach. Dave, Tim, don't you let me fall asleep at your house. I'm drunk to go home, or too tired from hanging out with your son, because you obviously taught him a lot of the right things in life. Because he always knew the answer to everything, the right answer. So, and I've met almost every one of you guys at the same time I met Dave or through Dave. And I appreciate everybody. And I'll miss Dave, but I know that there's a higher power and a spirit beyond us. I see the dolphins today and the swell picking up, and I feel the love from him. And I just want to just thank you guys for letting me be Dave's friend.
I'm Dan. I'm David's cousin. This is not easy for me to speak in front of all you people, but I didn't know. I really, really appreciate hearing all the stories. I didn't get to know Dave. Dave was my cool cousin from California, San Diego. I got to meet him it was always in Minnesota at our grandparents' house, which was not how I wished I could have got to know him. I wish I could have been down here getting to know him. One of the visits that we had together was at our grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary. I'll never forget it because that was the first time I ever got drunk. I was younger than Dave. And
very first time.
I really looked up to Dave. I was really proud of him. At our grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary, he played acoustic guitar for everybody, Stairway to Heaven. And that was another memory that I had, which I loved about my cousin Dave. To him, he was always David Scott. My father's name, his uncle, my father's name was Dave. And so our grandmother always referred to him as David Scott. So to him, to me, he was David Scott. And I really just want to say thank you for sharing all these wonderful memories. And I don't want to I want to try not to ever talk about David in the past tense. I want to talk about him as though he's still here. And how many people know him just from surfing, just because they were surfers? How many people know him just because they surfed with Dave? That's a lot. That's awesome. And I heard someone say that they have stacks of pictures of Dave. And I know I'm not a big computer person, but I know David had a Facebook page, and if somehow we could keep that Facebook page, never get rid of it, and add pictures to it so that everyone can keep seeing and keep David's memory alive.
Okay, I just wanted to say, I think Dave, I know it, he's up above looking down saying, wow, I really did have a lot of friends. And I know every time I went somewhere with him, he always ran into somebody he knew. So let's just keep his spirit going.
Yeah, my name's Steven, and you know, like most of you, I only knew Dave for about the last 4 years. I met him on a job site, working with a friend of ours, Cass, and you know, Dave was an awesome guy. He's, like you said, like everybody said, you know, he always had good things to say about people. And in fact, I never, like that one guy said, he never said anything bad about anybody. And you know, everybody knows Dave was a party guy too. You know, Dave loved to party. And he talked about that a lot. And but I was fortunate to have met him at a period of time in his life where he was done. He was done with that. You know, he was looking forward to a new chapter of his life, moving on from that, wanting to get back into surfing again, and just so looking forward to you know, rejuvenating the days of old. You know, and I was fortunate enough to be able to work with him on that path, you know, where he was trying to, he was doing the hard work. He had stopped drinking, and he was doing the deal. And you know, it's sad. It's sad to see him go at such an early age. And just honored to know him. It's great to see everybody here. Thank you.
Most guys don't know me, but I know Dave. I'm his personal organizer. He'd always call me over to come over and organize the surfboards here, organize the surfboards there, organize his room. And you're all right, he had the biggest heart of gold. And even when I flew to Washington, he'd call me all the time and, hey Noel, keep in touch, because you know, he knew his friends were important. Everyone was important to him. Every single person, nobody. He made everybody feel like they mattered. I cleaned his house, and I felt like I mattered just as much as everybody else. And I know we'll really, really miss him. But he feels so here and happy. Thank you guys for